and all young guys go through this. You get in the league, I want to score, and that's how I'm going to be famous and score. And then you realize, how can I impact winning? Scoring is important, sure, but rebounding and passing and defending and scoring is how you stay on the floor and how you impact winning. And I just think Jonathan's passing has been remarkable, is better than it has ever been, ever in his career.
It's Fitz, everybody. Hey, my friend, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic. That was fun, huh?
I'll tell you what. I mean, I thought the playoffs were in April. I didn't know they were starting in October.
Seriously.
I mean, open with the Lakers, open at home with Denver. Like, man, talk about a high-level regular season game. That was fantastic.
Well, actually, I'd love for you to speak to that, because I thought one thing that was interesting down the stretch is sort of the want to that Steph Curry and the Warriors group showed this early in the season, and once it got into overtime and the Warriors had the lead, it very much looked like Jokic was not interested in matching that intensity.
Yeah, the thing about Steph and Draymond and Jimmy Butler and Al Horford is that if you think about lottery winners in life, you win the lottery, you don't work harder. You don't look for more money. You're just like, I won the lottery. I'm putting my feet up. I got $60 million. These guys have all these accomplishments, and yet their compete level is so high that, yeah, they're like, we're not going to lose this game. I mean, Steph missed a layup, and then Aaron Gordon hits a three, and you're down 3 with 26 seconds left. And you think, they got you tonight. No, we're going to force overtime and go ahead and win it. I thought Jokic missed a couple shots that he normally makes. You know, that baby hook at the end, I thought for sure was going to be the game winner, and it rimmed out. And so sometimes that happens, but Aaron Gordon was incredible. Jamal Murray was incredible. Jokic still had a triple-double. You know, Steph, Draymond, Kuminga, Horford. I mean, there's so many guys that played well. It was just a great basketball game for both teams. 2 elite teams in the West, 2 teams are going to be heard from all year long. And Denver had haunted the Warriors 9 straight until the win in April. Now the Warriors have beaten them back-to-back, which is great.
When you look at the end game, Bob, I don't want you to be too critical of a brand new coach, but you call timeout and you let the Warriors get their defensive unit back on the floor. Might they have played that one a little bit differently late in the game?
Yeah, the only thing that I always wonder, and I go back to like Michael Jordan scoring over Brian Russell, when the Warriors were up or down 3 with 25 seconds left, Steph Curry is going to shoot a 3. I'm putting 3 guys on Steph Curry. Yeah. If someone else hits a 3, I shake their hand and go, hey, we're going to overtime or whatever. But why teams continue to let the best players beat them at the very end is insane to me. Send multiple guys at somebody and dare a lesser guy to hit a wide open shot. I don't understand it sometimes in the NBA. But, I thought David Adelman coached a really good game. I thought they had great ball movement. They kept going to Aaron Gordon. They run that high pick and roll, with Jokic and Murray whenever they want to go home to mom type of thing. But as hot as Gordon was, I might have ridden a little pick and pop and kicked it out to Gordon. But, calling a timeout and this team can sub in this, we're getting into kind of minutia. That isn't what decided the game. It's Jokic's shot rimmed out, and Steph hit a shot from the Ferry building that was incredible. So that's the beauty of it. It's the high-level games come down to, a play or 2 or a shot made. But, man, that was just a pulsating victory with the crowd just going nuts the whole time.
Fitz, I know we say stuff like this a lot, and it's only just game 2, but you watched last night, and I was very much today inspired to say this, and I mean it. 50 years on planet Earth of watching sports, I saw Montana, Rice, MJ, Tiger, Brady, whatever. To me, Steph Curry is the greatest thing I've ever watched when it comes to sports, just as far as a consumer. This is the best thing I've ever seen. What's your reaction to that?
It's hard to argue. Michael Jordan would be up there. Walter Payton would be up there. Montana would be up there. But that's why I try to implore people, like seeing Sinatra or Elvis or Jay-Z or the Rolling Stones or whatever, please get out to see Steph Curry. That just in your life, be able to say just what you said, Mark, is that I saw Steph Curry. I get to see Steph Curry all the time, and I never take it for granted. It's just that his like will not be seen again. He has changed the geometry of the entire sport. There's 8 billion people on the planet. He shoots a basketball better than anyone in the history of our civilization. Like, please do not let that go by in his career end where you never got to experience that or see him live. I mean, that is why going to a Warrior game on a Tuesday in February still matters, because you get to see Steph Curry.
You just never know. Mark and I have been joking all day, Fitz, about that being a Thursday in October, and yet here we are spending a whole show on a football Friday talking about a couple of 30-plus footers and an OT win. So I just keep waiting for it. I'm not hoping it happens soon, but at some point, I guess there'll be slippage, Fitz. I mean, are we ever going to see this guy slip?
I'll tell you what, I mean, you think of Brady playing quarterback till 45 years old or whatever the hell it was. These guys have extended things as much as, I mean, I love Jordan. I still think of LeBron, at age 40 and 23 years in the league and stuff like that. Everything is being extended. We're seeing it all in sports. I mean, remember when a 50-yard field goal used to be a big thing?
Yeah.
And now guys just rope 60-yarders like they're nothing. And the Jacksonville guy hit a 71-yarder in preseason. Like, just our normal realms of sports are just being expanded and pushed. And so, Steph, I'm never going to be the person to say, well, he's on the decline. Whatever. Like, he just keeps showing every year that how many guys are better than him in the sport right now? I mean, he's in the top 5, top 6 still, and has been for 17 years. I mean, it's really remarkable.
Fitz, there's no way we should get through this conversation without getting your reaction to what you're seeing, Jonathan Kuminga's maturation. What stands out to you in these first 2 games? Well, it really started in preseason. His passing is better than it has ever been, ever in his career. The Laker game, he has an open court drive and he finds Horford at point blank range. He has a give and go and he hits Draymond when he's posting up. Draymond, on a cutting layup instead of trying to bulldog Jamal Murray and go one-on-one with Jokic kind of lurking there. His awareness, his passing, his ability. And all young guys go through this. You get in the league, I want to score, and that's how I'm going to be famous and score. And then you realize, how can I impact winning? Scoring is important, sure, but rebounding and passing and defending and scoring is how you stay on the floor and how you impact winning. And I just think Jonathan's passing has been remarkable, and I think his rebounding, starting with that Laker game, You see multiple tall dudes jump up for a ball and then someone elevate above all of them and just snatch it away. And you're thinking, yes, this can be another part of his toolkit that just makes him a remarkable player. So incredibly pleased with how Kuminga had the preseason and certainly the first couple games of the regular season.
And even when he doesn't get the rebound, Fitz, he's in the mix and he's getting the ball to be batted around a little bit.
Dibs.
Yeah,
perfect dibs. That's high level noticing on your end, because that's exactly right. Is that the effort and going for it, and I like the phrase being in the mix. He's too great an athlete to just sit by and let Pajemski and Steph and these guys battle for rebounds when JK can have a big difference in all those plays.
Yeah, he out-rebounded Pods, which is kind of cool. I mean, Pods is like the captain recycler who gets those rebounds. Hey, what do you think is a bigger factor for JK? Is it contract contentment or the Jimmy Butler big brother influence?
You know what? I think I'm going to mash those together. I think Jimmy and Steph kind of started it. Hey, business is for the off season. Basketball's for the in season. I don't want to hear contract stuff. I don't want to hear business stuff. That happened, and now you're here, and let's just worry about basketball. And I think Jimmy's saying, look, I've been through tons of contract stuff too, but just play good. It'll be good for you. It'll be good for the team. It'll be good for everybody. And you can't worry about 6 different things in your life all at the same time. Just worry about the team loves him. I mean, that's the one thing about Jonathan. Steve says it all the time too. He's a great kid. He's a good guy. Like, that's the thing. Business sucks, in sports for all of us. And so it's just one of those where let the business stuff go away. Just be a great basketball player, be a great teammate, and be in the mix of a team that really likes you. And I think that's where he's at right now.
A couple things on the roster and the rotation, especially tonight. We know Al Horford is not going to play. Also, it's an early back-to-back with a plane flight and an overtime game. Like, how do you see the Warriors attacking a night like tonight?
Yeah, I mean, 3 games in 4 nights is always weird. And then 3 games in 4 nights with the back end of a back-to-back and a travel on it and overtime. This is not where Steve, presses the accelerator on everybody's minutes. So it's great to get Moody back tonight. You're going to see Trace Jackson-Davis get to play, Quentin Post get to play. I think, Steph and Draymond and Jimmy, I mean, they want to win, so it's not like they're going to dip out. But Portland is athletic and large and gave Minnesota all they wanted the other night. So there's going to have to be some ancillary guys that have big games that they kind of kick in so the minutes don't have to have Steve run these main guys into the ground. So I think you'll see early substitutions and a longer rotation for a game like tonight.
How do the puzzle pieces this year fit better than they did last year, especially once everyone gets healthy?
Well, it's more puzzle pieces, if that makes sense, is that, this was, if you take the second half with Jimmy and you go 23-7 or whatever, then you add Horford and you're going to add Melton and you add Will Richard, and then you add another year onto Quentin Post and Trace and Kuminga and Moody and Podziemski. So I think with Jimmy, you saw this is how they can win, but now you're just adding a couple better players in Horford, and then eventually Melton, but then just adding a year of service onto other guys that matter too. So I think that's where they're kind of set up, is that they got a formula, but nice thing is you want to play double big, all right, they'll deal with that. You want to play fast and run, they can deal with that. You want to play a perimeter game, great. You want to grind it out and play defense, like this team is kind of situated to kind of battle you in a lot of different ways with a lot of different skill sets.